I heard you say that you didn't want Z2 to be like the COVID EP, and for everyone to be like, all right, everybody recorded an EP while in COVID. But man, we actually had this on Knotfest on the Knotfest Twitch first listen a few weeks ago when it came out. My host Hardcore Keem and I listened to Z2 in its entirety, and man, what a banger of an EP it is. And if anybody is upset about the act, go check out Z2. I think you'll be thoroughly impressed with the heaviness of the album.
Yeah, I mean, the fun of writing about zombies is what I call not thinker material. You can just turn your brain off and, put your head through a pane of glass or, it's just sort of just balls to the wall, it's nothing of utmost catharsis or anything such as that. So, yeah, it worked out well, and I think it's about the most perfect thing we could have been doing during our time off and whatnot. And it feels refreshing. It blew us all away, the numbers it's achieved as far as selling vinyl records and the amount of streams it's received, and getting a lot of folks interested in Prada again is so huge and nothing we take for granted. So it's been awesome. It's something we're very grateful for, and it's about time to do it live.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. I was looking at Spotify and like other than Chemical, the rest of your top listened songs on Spotify were from Z2. It's crazy to have such a catalog that you have that all of those songs jumped up so high so quick.
Yeah, and we worked hard on it. I think it's a good project. I think it's a good EP. Um, but we've really we there's been a change of things behind the scenes within the camp, in terms of management and whatnot, and things have been going really well with Solid State Records, who's just really worked their asses off to pump this thing up. So as well as the act, even as well. So things are feeling really great around here. I think even with the pandemic, screwing everything up, I think we're on the right page in terms of being able to pick things up once we can again.
Well, had it not been for the pandemic, we wouldn't have Z2, would we? So,
That's true. Likely wouldn't have been doing this. And like you mentioned, I've said in past interviews that I don't want it to be the COVID EP, but at the same time, the circumstances of COVID and seeing how the world actually handles it,
right.
um, it colored the album. It gave it its certain level of, I don't know, dimensions or characteristics. So no, I don't think we would have made Z2 if it wasn't for the pandemic.
When you first started getting, I'm assuming that this was all done through file sharing. Did you guys actually get together and play any of this together before you recorded it, or were you just getting demos basically in your Dropbox?
Yeah, the latter. Even for the most part, anyway, we've become, the band's always been pretty spread out for the last 10 years ish, 10, 12 years. Um, but we're pretty used to it. We're pretty used to, sending MP3s back and forth. But with this, actually, instrumentally, it's really just John and Kyle, and they were actually living together in John's house at the beginning of the pandemic and through most of the pandemic. So, in terms of the instrumentals, it was hardly even file sharing. I think it was more so just Kyle going down to John's basement into his studio and hearing demos, or John going up to Kyle's room in his space and hearing riffs and demos. So, and yeah, from there, I get songs sent to me here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I do my thing.